I've witnessed Superman in theaters, my most anticipated movie of the entire year. I saw it at an Amazon Prime Early Access fan screening. It was also my first ever movie in IMAX. So before I even get into my review, you know I'm gonna be kind of biased. I mean, there was already like a 95% chance I was just gonna love this movie from the very start, but I am gonna still try to have an honest review. And man, the hype leading up to this movie is so real. If you don't know, this is the new start to James Gunn's DCU, or the DC Universe. The old DCEU is dead, and now this is a new beginning to a new fresh start. It's set to be more vivid, bold, and just more faithful to the comic adaptations. Alright, but enough talking, let's just get into my review. And if you can't tell by now, I absolutely loved Superman. The star of the show is David Cornsweet, and he absolutely kills it as the Man of Steel. He has this hopeful nature, this Boy Scout attitude. He's so funny and just fun to be with throughout the movie. I'm just happy we have a Superman with an actual personality this time. Along with that, the action scenes are amazing. James Gunn knows how to direct a comic book movie. We've learned that already, but all the shots of Superman flying and the way he uses the camera angles to move with him was all done so well. The supporting characters were also great. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane was very witty and charming, as well as the whole Daily Planet gang. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor was absolutely diabolical. You hate him from the very start, and you just can't wait for Superman to whoop him. He is a level 10 hater. Ma and Pa Kent were also really wholesome and a nice addition to the story. If you're worried at all that the movie has too many characters, I wouldn't worry that much. Me personally, I was really confused how they would include the Justice Gang in the story, but they were honestly really funny to see in the movie. Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, played by Nathan Fillion, was super funny, and he just thinks he's so cool. A surprise for me was actually Edie Gathegi playing Mr. Terrific. He has a really cool needle drop moment where he fights off this entire group of villains. He's definitely going to be a fan favorite. Metamorpho was actually pretty cool in the movie, and he has some really cool power sets. I know one of the biggest mystery villains in the movie was Ultraman, and while they don't treat it as like a huge plot point of who he really is by the end, he had some really cool fight scenes with Superman, but I do wish we got a little bit more behind his backstory. If you know, you know. And of course, Krypto the dog absolutely stole the show any scene he was in. And alright, the movie is not absolutely perfect. The story is pretty jam-packed. It does feel like it's just jumping from one story to another, from one action scene to another action scene. Basically a comic brought to life. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I know a lot of movies have had the phrase, oh, it's like a comic book brought to life, or oh, it's super comic booky. No. That does not matter at all anymore. This is the most comic booky movie I've ever seen. It's weird, it's kooky, it's fun, it's vibrant. This is exactly what I want from the new DCU. But with that said, this movie is not going to be for everyone. I think to the general audiences who just kind of want a simple Superman movie with an origin story and him rising as a hero are going to be pretty disappointed. The movie literally starts with him in the middle of a battle, and it does not hold back from just doing what it wants without really explaining to you that much. You won't be lost or anything, but you will be a little confused why there's so much going on. To some general audiences, it's probably going to be a bit unexpected, but to me, it was everything I wanted. Another thing I love about this movie is that it doesn't take itself seriously. It's not a Superman movie that plays it safe. It's willing to try new things, to really lean into its comic adaptation. It's trying to switch up the superhero movie formula, and I'm all up for that. Superman is one of those movies that's just going to be even better the more and more you watch it. It's so hopeful, it's so charming, and it's just so fun. Seeing it with a huge crowd of people that just want to see a new interpretation of Superman, want to have such a fun time, was just so special. I know there's going to be a whole generation of kids that are going to grow up with this Superman, and I'm very happy that this Superman is going to be the one to inspire others. So yeah, maybe I'm a little biased towards the movie, but I do not care at all. I'm going to give Superman 5 stars. I absolutely can't wait for the future of the DCU. Stay tuned for my spoiler review where I'm going to go full in depth on all the spoilers and surprises in the movie and what the future of the DCU could look like. But as always, follow me on Twitter at HuntTalksMovies or on Letterboxd at HunterTalksMovies, and I'll see you next time.